So, it's come to my conclusion, guys, that you guys don't really know anything about me. And I feel like we should fix that today, right now, at this exact moment, March 27th, at whatever the hell time it is. Yeah, I have my questions that I got from the lovely World Wide Web of the internet. Okay, the internet. We love her. We love her. Okay. I think we should start off with an easy one, like my name. Okay, my name is Janae. Okay, this is my channel, Janae Reads. Okay, yeah. Let's start the questions off with. No, I'm not gonna start off with a reading check-in. I'm gonna start off by telling y'all just a little bit about me. Like I said, my name is Janae. I say a lot, as we can obviously tell. I'm 21. I'm a Cancer. Yay. And obviously I like to read, like boom, boom, boom. Those are easy. Get those out the way. Reading check-in, okay? I just finished Blackbirds in the Sky. I do not know who it was by. I'm blanking on the author. I'm so sorry. Blackbirds in the Sky, and it was about the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre in Oklahoma. Real good book, real good book. I started it yesterday, and then I stopped. No, I didn't intend to start reading that book because it was like, you know how y'all do your TBRs, you'd be like, I want to read this one next. I didn't really plan on reading that one next because I'm also currently reading Famous Last Words by Gillian McAllister, okay? I'm reading that. But then I was like, ooh, let me just crack it open, see what it's talking about. It was good. Y'all, that book was good. I was reading it, and I was like, dang. I actually got enamored with it yesterday, but then I had to stop because I had to do something. I had to fold my clothes, I had to get my life together. So I stopped reading it yesterday, and then I brought it to work today, and then I finished the whole thing. It's only like 203 pages. She was good. No, she was good. So that is my reading check-in. Yeah, like I said, I'm currently reading Famous Last Words by Gillian McAllister. We're gonna talk about that later, okay? We're gonna talk about that later, okay? Following up with that one, how many books have I read this year? Now, good thing about the notebook that I'm carrying right now is that it also doubles as my book journal. So I can tell y'all right now. Do I count DNFs? Well, I guess we can't count DNFs then. Strict. So y'all want to know something? This book notebook isn't even updated. I'm slacking. I've been slacking a lot lately. Anyways, so the book says 14. I've read 14 books so far, but I don't think it counts in The Maidens by Alex Michaelides that I read. And the book I just finished, Blackbirds in the Sky. So 16. I've read 16 books so far, and it is March 27th. I do plan on finishing Famous Last Words by Gillian McAllister. Who knows? We'll see. It's a slow one. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. This is one. Genre I like, genre I don't like, and genre I want to read. Okay, genres I like. Well, genre, because they didn't say genres, girl, you're doing too much. Genre I like is definitely probably gonna be thriller, suspense, mystery. I love those. I love those. Those are 3 genres. I'm not following the rules. Anyways, I love those. Now, at the end of the year, if you were here for Bookmas, you know I finished off the year with a 24-hour reading challenge, and all I read during the 24-hour reading challenge was Christmas romance novels. Big mistake, okay? Big mistake, because I was like, oh my gosh. Now when I look at a romance novel, I want to throw up. I want to throw up and throw the book across the room, okay? I bought Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. Came out February 4th of this year. Y'all think I read that book? Y'all think I read that book? Bruh. Me and my friend bought the book at the same time. He's already done with it. He's done. I haven't even cracked the spine. That's how you... I haven't even cracked this spine yet, but it's not even like I don't want to read the book. I just don't want to read romance right now. I don't want to read romance right now. I don't want to do it. I did read funny story by Emily Henry, but I wasn't impressed. So whatever. Genre I don't like. Genre I don't read is fantasy. Now, did I say I wanted to branch out last year? I did say that, but now that it's March and I'm kind of like filling out the vibe of the year, because I told you I was gonna do that, filling out the vibe of the year, I'm kind of like, nah, I don't think I want to do no fantasy this year, and I think that's just me. Also, I don't really read many nonfiction. Something about it. Well, the book I just finished, Blackbird in the Sky, that was pretty much nonfiction, but the way it was written, it didn't give like just spitting facts at me. It was actually interesting. So, genre I want to read is horror. I want to find me a good horror book that shakes me to the core. I want my knees to be shaken, okay? I want to be spooked. I want to be spooked. I need a good horror novel, y'all. I need me a good horror novel. So yes, I want to read me a good horror novel. I tried. Wait, no, I'm getting ahead of myself. We're going to get into that, okay? We're going to get into that, okay? Now, how many books do I own? Now, the last time I counted my books, we were sitting at 97. But then I went out and I bought some books. I found a little bookstore downtown in my town, and I bought like 5 books. And then I went to the store and I bought some more books. So, have the numbers grown? Yes. Do I have an exact number? No. Because I feel like I have way more than like 97. Let's see. I feel like we should just cap it at 112. Cause we gonna say approximately 112 books, okay? That's how many books I own, okay? How often do I read? Not as often as I should, okay? Something about, okay, because when I go to work, those are my reading hours. Although I should be working, I just don't. I just be reading. And maybe that's my problem. Like when I get home, I don't know. Like when I'm at work, I'm like, yo, let me read a little something. Maybe because I have stuff that I'm supposed to be doing, but I don't want to do that. So reading is even more tempting at that point in time. Yeah, when I'm at home, I can do whatever I want to do because I don't have to work. I'm at home. So the need to read, it's not sparking inside me, you know what I'm saying? Bars, come on. Thank you. Yeah, how often do I read? I really try to read every day. Now, do I always read every day? No, I don't. But most of the time, I do read every day, even if it's just like a little couple pages, you know what I'm saying, maybe a chapter or something like that. But I do try to read every day. If not every day, probably like, now, what are we trying to do? Like, if I'm crunched for time and I'm trying to reach like a certain book number before the end of the month, I'm reading every day. I'm reading every day, every hour, every day. I'm going to the bathroom with the book. I'm taking a shower with the book. I'm doing everything with the book because I need to finish this book before the end of the month. That's gonna be me. As soon as this video is done, that's gonna be me reading Famous Last Words so I can get it out the way before March is over. But yeah, I would say probably like twice a week. Max is every day. But I probably say like on average, I probably would read 2 to 3 times a week. Ballpark. My first book, okay, that I can remember. Woo! We got to take it back, y'all. Got to take it back. That I can remember, I'd probably say something Shel Silverstein related. The Giving Tree or Runny Babbitt. I enjoyed Runny Babbitt. I enjoyed Shel Silverstein, okay? He was writing them books. Okay? Or anything like Dr. Seuss. I didn't want to be basic and say Dr. Seuss, but like, I really like Shel Silverstein for real. Or, I'm blanking. Rainbow Fish. That was my girl. Rainbow Fish. Okay, I like Rainbow Fish. Yeah, that's really it. But I'm really like Shel Silverstein. I'm honing in on The Giving Tree by Shel Silverstein. That was a good book. Okay. Next question is, how do I choose books? Now, now, now. You know how you go into Barnes and Noble and they have, well, any bookstore, they have the sections and stuff like that. There's a section I'm skipping every time. Okay. It's fantasy. I'm skipping right past this section. Romance, yes. Thriller, yes. Mystery, thriller, horror, yes. I'm going to those sections. You have to go to the section that you want to read, okay? And then I start looking at authors, because if I've read a novel from you before and I enjoyed it, I'm going to want to read another one, because you already gave me some hope, some rapport. You have rapport with me now. I'm going to read another one of your books, okay? But if we're going off of like book covers, sometimes I do go off of book covers. Sometimes I'm like, ooh, this looks interesting. But I always read the back of the books. I always read the back of the books. And I think the back of the books are very important, because if the synopsis isn't roping me in within like the first 2 sentences, I kind of don't want to read it. Because if the synopsis isn't even pulling me in, how is the book going to pull me in? Exactly. So I don't always shop by the cover. I don't judge books by their cover. Sometimes the ugliest covers be like the most decent books. You be like, that was kind of odd, and I didn't even enjoy looking at the book when I was in the bookstore. But yeah, I don't know. Author, font. I got to flip through the book. I have to see the font. I have to see what the font is. I have to see the spacing between the lines. I have to see if the words are like jumbled onto the page together, because that is also a factor that I don't want to do. Like books that have like tiny font and the font is like jammed together. Girl, get out of here. I'm not reading that. All right. Pettiest reason I DNF'd a book. Alright. There was a time in my life where I did not DNF anything. I didn't DNF anything. I gave every single book a chance. I didn't DNF it, okay? I threw that out the window 2025, okay? I started DNFing books. If it didn't sit right on my stomach, I was DNFing that book, okay? And the pettiest reason, speaking of stomach, the pettiest reason I DNF'd the book is because every time I opened that book to read it, it made my stomach hurt. Girl, because why are you making me feel this way when I open this book up? Like, and the fact of the matter is that the book that I DNF'd was The Testaments by Margaret Atwood, and it wasn't nothing against the book. It's just every time I opened the book, my stomach started hurting. My stomach started getting hot, and I'm like, I know I don't have to go to the bathroom. I just came from the bathroom. I'm trying to read the book. I open the book, my stomach started hurting. Girl, boo. And that is the second part of the question, was the latest book that I DNF'd, and it was The Testaments by Margaret Atwood. Now, it's a sequel to Handmaid's Tale, but it wasn't jumping as much as The Handmaid's Tale was. So, can you soft DNF a book? My friend said soft DNF. Can you soft DNF a book? Anyways, if you can, I'm going to soft DNF that one. Save that one for another time when my stomach issues aren't so messed up. The previous book that I DNF'd before that was Listen to Your Sister by Nina Veal. Girl, it wasn't, I didn't even have a petty reason to DNF the book. The book was DNF'd, rightfully so. There was too much going on. There was like too many words being used to describe like the simplest things. I was getting confused. My brain was hurting, and to top it off, none of it made sense. So I had to DNF it. That was me dipping my toe into the horror waters. Okay. Now, granted, that is Nina Veal's debut novel, so I'm not gonna like be harsh on her or whatever. But back to the drawing board, sister. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. Next question. An overhyped book. What is an overhyped book versus an underhyped book? Okay, overhyped. Let me think. The Last Letter. The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros. I read the book. I wasn't impressed with the book. I was bored with the book. And I almost DNF'd the book. Because why is that book sitting at pretty much 430 pages? And most of the book is just like nothing. It's just like correspondence between the two main characters, the letters that they're writing to each other. They're supposed to be cute and sweet. I was bored the whole time. I was just like, what is this? What is this? What is this? That is the reason I don't really read overhyped books, because like, they're gonna be a letdown anyway, so why am I reading them? What the hell? And then an underhyped book that I read, I don't know if y'all know about Victorian Psycho by Virginia Fieto. You know what? I like that one. I like that one. Nobody talks about Victorian Psycho, but I actually really enjoyed that book. It was a little wonky, it was a little crazy, but I like wonky and crazy books, and I like books where the main character slowly descends into madness. You could tell she's mad from the beginning, and she's trying to cover it up, and then like everything just goes downhill, and she just like starts getting crazier and crazier, and like the facade starts to wear off. I like them kinds of books, and that was Victorian Psycho, okay? Book to adapt into a movie. Ooh. Ooh. I'm getting excited like I write these down. Ooh, what do I think? Why do I want Before I Let Go to be a movie? Y'all know how bomb that would be? What is the longest I've gone without reading? I'd probably say like, I would say like a year maybe, like, or like in between books. Like in between books, I've only gone like, the longest I've gone between books was probably like a month maybe. I don't know. I've never really, because I've been reading pretty consistently this year, and the longest I've gone probably previously in the past probably be like maybe like a month without reading a book. Okay, what is a dream spot to read? I want to read, okay, I would say like a cruise. Well, yeah, if I was like on a cruise and I'd be like on the deck with like a book, sunny, watching the water, out of the water, I think that'd be cool. Or I don't want to say, somebody asked me if I wanted to go to the Grand Canyon. No, because I'm scared of falling off of the Grand Canyon, so I wouldn't want to read in the Grand Canyon. I think probably not on the plane. I get motion sickness bad, so I probably wouldn't say on a plane. But yeah, like cruise, out on the deck, watching the water while I'm reading. It's all peaceful and stuff like that. So I think that's cool. What is my favorite book cover? Real by Kennedy Ryan has a really good cover. Look at that. Look at that. And it's reflective. It's all reflective and all cute. Yeah, so I'd say my favorite book cover is probably Real by Kennedy Ryan. As you can see and hear and tell, I'm a Kennedy Ryan lover down, okay? Explain my rating process. Okay. Now this one, now listen to me. I usually start at like 3, like in my head, every book's 3. But you either lose points or gain points with me based on your writing. Okay, if it flows, genius, okay? Genius, okay? You're gonna go like up half a star if your writing flows, okay? If it flows, if it's easy to read, okay? Are you throwing a lot of big words in there that don't really fit? You just put them in there to know that you know, to let us know that you know big words. Not really feeling that one, okay? Also, how did the book make me feel? Did it make me sad? Did it make me cry? Did it invoke a visceral reaction from me? Like, did my body feel a certain way reading this book? Did my body react to reading this book before my brain did? If it did, then we're gonna have to bump up on the scale. How did I feel after reading the book? Do I feel like a new person? Do I have a new outlook on life? Or did I just finish the book because I wanted to finish the book and now I don't remember the main character's name? Those are things that I say, like, how does it make me feel? I'm gonna give it a high rating if it made me feel a certain type of way. Even if it's like sadness, even if it like punched me in the gut, stabbed me, took my heart out, I'm going to give that a good rating because those are the types of books that I want to read. I want to feel something when I read things. If it didn't make me feel anything but anger, And passivity, I'm not gonna give it a good rating because, girl, what was going on? And if it's like a bunch of mumbo jumbo, a bunch of words strewn together, it don't even seem like a body work, it just seems like a big run-on sentence, I'm not gonna like give that a good rating. But like my 4 and 5 star ratings, let's say it's a thriller and I didn't see the plot twist coming, because I'm good at guessing plot twists. Let's say it's a thriller and I didn't see the plot twist coming. Girl, okay, period, because I always see plot twists coming. But if I didn't see that one coming, I'd be like, okay, 3.5, maybe 4. 4 is like, I got one note, and the one note is probably like maybe less pages, or maybe, you know what I'm saying, the little stuff like that. 5 stars is no notes at all, no notes. I didn't have nothing to say. It made me feel some type of way. It invoked a visceral reaction from me. Writing was beautiful. It was short, sweet, to the point. Not all the time, because I have some 5 stars that are kind of thick. It was good, it was concise, there was a message, it made me feel some type of way about the world, it made me look at life differently. Those are my 5-star reads. Anything else after that, it's just base level. Like 3 stars is base level to me. Like I'm gonna give every book 3 stars. If it was like, nah, didn't feel anything, it wasn't like life-changing, shocking, I'm gonna give it 3 stars. So yeah, I hope I explained that well, but that is my rating process, okay? Now, am I an ebook, audiobook, or physical copy girly? Physical. I think I read a Frida McFadden novel. I listened to it. It didn't give me the same reaction as like actually reading the book, because for audiobooks you have to be paying attention 1000% of the time, and especially a lot of people use audiobooks to like listen to books and then like do things in their day-to-day life. I don't want to do that. I want to be fully enraptured in my book, and I want that to be the only thing that I'm doing. Now granted, some audiobooks, I listened to them, I understood them, you know what I'm saying? There's a couple points where I was like, what the hell just happened, because I wasn't listening, I wasn't paying attention. But if it's a book, there's also times and points where you be reading the words, but you're not reading the words for real, so you got to go back and read with your brain and not with just your eyeballs. Yeah, I've also done that. Ebook, I don't really like ebooks that much, because even though I have my settings on my Kindle to like when you turn the page and it's like the page animation and stuff like that, it just doesn't hit the same as turning a page and hearing the that sound. Yeah, so I'm definitely a physical copy girly, okay? And last question, I swear, and then y'all can leave. Have you been here a long time? Okay, after this you can leave, okay? What are my bookish goals for the year? Now, last year, I was like, I asked myself the same question in my end of the year book tag, right? And I said we was just gonna feel the vibe out, test the waters, see how I felt. Goals as in how many books I want to read, or goals as in like I feel like my goals for the year should be like to read a new genre that I never read. So I'm gonna pick me up a horror novel, stay tuned for that. I'm gonna also try to read another genre that I never read, stay tuned for that as well. But as far as how many books I want to read this year, I am thinking 65, 70. Now I know that's a lot, especially the fact that I work, but I feel like if I just read like I've been reading, because March was actually a really good month for me. I feel like if I read as much as I've been reading and just keep that consistency and keep that momentum, it should be easy for me to, you know, hit 70. Now, I don't want to be like, I gotta get to 70, I gotta get to 70, I gotta get to 70. I don't want to be so inaccurate in my goal that I don't read for real. So I'm just gonna, we're gonna keep 70 on the back. We're gonna keep her on the back burner. But if I reach 70, I'm gonna be happy. If I don't reach 70, we're still gonna be happy, okay? But I'm just gonna read, and if I reach 70, so be it. Cool beans, I did it. Shouts out to me. But if I don't reach 70, I'm not gonna be mad, because I still do read a bunch of books during the year. Now, minimum 40. Min is 40, okay? If I end up leaving 2025 reading 40 books, I'll feel good. Clap the tea. I'll feel good, okay? But if I get to 70, I'll be like, hey, I'm that girl. But like I said, I don't want to be so, you know, into the reading goal that I forget to actually read. So, yep, that is all I have. Yeah, I hope you guys got to know me by these questions, because I feel like these were good questions, and I feel like now you guys should know me a little bit better, and I feel like y'all should like me even more, because I'm cool, I'm chill, as you can obviously see. Okay, like, comment, subscribe, stay hydrated, babes, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.